Hi everyone, welcome to the another video of Cucumber tutorial. So today in this video we are going to discuss about the tags. Okay, so in Cucumber we have a lot of features like we have seen all the keywords like a scenario, outline, background, features, and we have seen the given, then, and then, but also. So similarly we have one more options with the Cucumber reference page. You can go and check the tags. Right? So the tag will help you to organize your features and scenarios. So for example, uh, you want to group some test cases as a part of like a regression or smoke or sanity. So tags is one of the great way to organize your features and scenarios. You can group them and you can run as per your requirements. So this is a tags. You can go to this tags page and you can see here. So tags are a great way to organize your features and scenarios. Which means basically you can group and you can run them. Okay. So they can be used for two purposes. One is running subset of the scenarios and restricting the hooks to subset of scenario, which means some use case or something that you don't want to run. I mean, you don't want to apply for some specific scenario, then we can go for this restricting hooks method, which is condition based hooks that we'll see in our upcoming video when we see about the talk about the hooks. Okay. But basically, this is a example. Like you can use a tag like this. So you have to put at the rate, and you can use this something like a login or smoke test or sanity, or you can use either your user story numbers or your user stories module name. Right? You can use anything. Okay, and you can see a feature or a scenario can have as many tags as you like. So, for example, it is not one tag you have to it is not restricted to provide only one tag for the scenario or one tag for the feature. Okay, you can give n number of scenarios by giving the separate spaces like a billing space at the rate a bigger at the rate nine. Okay, so and there are some rules where you can apply this tags on top of a future scenario outline examples. Okay, so for example, here you can see this is one feature file where they have applied the tag under the examples also. So here also you can apply the examples. Okay, in this scenario you can see use different examples like a below. It is not, restricted only this place or that place. You have to use the tags when it is come to the feature level, scenario level, outline, and example. Okay, but you have a limitations. Okay, you cannot apply the tags on top of background or steps. Steps in the sense like a given when we are writing, right? So only these two things you cannot apply the tags. Okay, so on top of background, on top of your steps, you cannot put the tag and it will not run. Okay, so the possible places where you can have your tag is only this feature, scenario outline, examples. Okay, and the tag inheritance, right? So how this inheritance is happening in the sense, so those tags are inherited by the child element. So tags that are placed above feature will be inherited by the scenario or scenario outline or example. Tags that are placed above the scenario outline will be inherited by the example. Okay. So because when you go for a scenario outline, no, then which means the data dependency we want on top of examples, right? So from the examples only, the data is going to run from our scenario outline. Okay. So this is what we are going to see. And when you scroll down here, you can see how to use your Cucumber tags expressions, right? So basically, you have to apply your tags on your Cucumber under class in the Cucumber options. So here you can see this is a Cucumber options. You have to apply your tags here, and these are the tag expressions. You can use multiple expression also. So we'll see one by one what they have given in this expression. Okay. So let's get into our scenario. So this is our feature file we have written. So here we have three scenarios. For one scenario is outlined with the examples, right? So now, as per the statement, you can apply the tags on top of feature, on top of scenario, on top of examples. Correct? You cannot apply to the background or you cannot apply to the steps. So now this is my first scenario. I'm going to apply it here like a smoke. Okay. So now I want to run this. Okay. So when I go on run the test on the right, so now this is directly pointing to my feature file, right? So this is pointing to my feature folder, which I have only one feature now. So now when I run this, no, it will run everything. Okay. So for example, I'm going to run it here. Okay. First time it is going for a cheese, and second time it gets go for a cucumber PDD, and followed by, the remaining scenario outline cases also will execute for the 2 times, since we have 2 examples given in the, in the iterator, right? So we have 2 examples, so it is going to run, and it will run definitely. So first time it is going for the Selenium, and second time it will go for a Postman. Okay, so this is done. So now I just want to run only this scenario. Okay, so that's where the tags will help you. Like I have given the tag here, right? So if I want to control this, so in the Cucumber Runner class, we can go to this official website and you can see this is what we have to run. Okay, in the Cucumber options, we have to use this tags option. I'm going to the Selenium, IDE Eclipse, and I'm typing like a tags. Okay, so in the tags, I'm going to give only @smoke. Okay, so make sure that the name that you've given here, it should match with here also. Okay, so now I'm going to run this. So now I'm expecting only this scenario has to run. Okay, none of the scenario should run. Yeah, you can see only the cheese case is running and it is stopped. You can go to the JUnit and you can see only this finding some cheese. This is a scenario which got executed. So remaining these 2 scenarios not executed. So now if I go to here, you can see these are the expression. Okay, so the first, if you give @first, then scenario tag with first, it will execute. Okay, so now if I go here, so I tagged only one smoke tag here. So that's the reason it got executed only this. Okay, now I'm going to tag this scenario as a sanity. Okay, so now if I want to run only sanity, then I have to change it. Okay, so that's where coming back to this here, you can see you can use smoke and fast. So this will run where the scenarios both are tagged with the smoke and the fast. Okay, so or if you use like this a GUI or database, which means scenario tagged with either GUI or database. So now we are going to see the last one. I'm going to give the smoke and sanity. So here I'm going to give it as R case because I want to execute both of them. Sanity. Okay. So now if I run this, so scenarios that is tagged with the smoke or sanity. So which means in this case, the first 2 scenario has to execute. So let's see here. Yeah. So here you can see in the JUnit runner class. Okay. So the first one is running for the finding some cheese. Then it is running the finding cucumber on Google. Okay. So which means it has to run only 2 scenarios because that is what we have given the tags. Okay. One is for smoke and one is for sanity. Okay. So the both test cases are executed. The final one is executing still. Okay. If I go here and I can check this, I want to confirm, okay, only the finding some cheese and this cucumber on Google. So only these 2 scenarios got executed. Okay. Because we have used only smoke and sanity. So, and we have given the expression as a R. Okay. So now let's go to the second one from the bottom. So smoke and fast, right? So which means when you want to use the and expression, so the scenarios should be tagged with both tags. Okay. So scenario tagged with the both smoke and fast. So in this case, so for example, if I want to use instead of and, okay, if I run this, nothing will get executed because it will look for the scenarios that has both tags. Okay, but here we don't have both tags. You can see it is not running anything. Okay, so now I'm going to define it here as @sanity. Okay, and I'm going to copy this smoke also, and I'm going to put it. Okay, so now if I execute this, again the same case. Okay, it is going to execute both of them, and you can see in the JUnit. So let me stop it here. Okay, so here you can see the JUnit. So both scenarios got picked up here. So it is about to execute. I just stopped it. Okay, so this is for AND case. So we have seen the OR case also. So we have something like a NOT scenario also. So when you want to run like this, like for example, smoke and not sanity. So scenario that tagged with the smoke that are not also tagged with the sanity. Okay, so which means I'm going here and I'm going to add one more tag here, the name of regression. Okay, and I'm okay. So regression. So now I'm going to change the tag name here. So I want to execute the regression compulsory. Okay. and I'm going to use and not tagged with smoke. Okay, so this is what we are going to use, regression and not smoke. Okay, so that is what we are seeing here, regression and not smoke. So in this case, what happens in the sense, so it is going to execute the regression which is not tagged as a smoke. Okay, so for example, in this case, only this particular scenario has to run. Okay, rest of the two scenarios, we have this tag called smoke. Okay, so in this means regression that are not tagged with the smoke. So here you can see the regression we have. This is not tagged with the smoke. Okay, I'm going to run now. So from the feature file, the last scenario is getting executed. So you can go to the JNU tab and you can see here. So it is executing the Google search feature under this particular find cucumber under Google with EX, right? Example. So that is got executed. Okay. So why? Because we have only used this tag and where it is not tagged as a smoke. So in this case, if I tag this with smoke, then nothing will get executed. Okay. Now I'm going to run this. You can see nothing got executed. Okay. So now I'm going to remove this and I'm going to have this regression tag in the second scenario. Okay. So now what happens if I run this? So this condition, so I should have the regression tag and the scenario should not tag with the smoke. Okay. So in this case, so this condition also satisfied. Okay. This scenario also satisfied. So now when I run this, so the scenario 2 and scenario 3 has to execute. I'm going to run it here. Yeah, so let me stop the execution. I can see the what scenarios got picked up for the execution. You can see find cucumber on the Google. So this scenario got picked, and the last scenario also got picked. Okay, so this is how we have to use the tag. And when you go for the another one, so if you want to go for some advanced tag, right? So for example, like this, I want to run smoke and sanity and not regression, something like this. So you can use the expression like this also with use the parenthesis for the clarity options. So now I'm going to use here. So this regression I'm going to tag as smoke as well. Okay, smoke, and this is let it be sanity and smoke. Okay. So now I'm going to define the tag. Okay, I want to run like this. So at the rate, should we have the smoke or regression? Okay, and not sanity. Okay. So now if I use this, either it will take, either it has a smoke or regression, that is fine. Okay, but that should not have the keyword called sanity. Okay, in this case, what happens? It will pick only this scenario. Okay, do not pick this one because this has the keyword, I mean, tag called sanity. Okay, and when it is come here, so this one has a, I mean, either smoke or regression. So my first condition satisfied for here. Okay, I have a smoke, but it does not have the, I mean, it has the sanity also. Okay, because I don't want to run the sanity. I have given as a non, I mean, not sanity. Okay, so this will get ignored. And when it is come to the second scenario, so here also I have a regression. My condition is satisfied, but this one has a sanity keyword, right? Not sanity. So this one also will not execute. Okay. And when it is come to the third scenario, so I have a both a regression and smoke, and it doesn't have the sanity tag. Okay. So now when I execute this, so it could, I mean, it should only get picked up only the last scenario. Yeah, I can go to the JUnit and I can see, okay, only this last scenario got picked up. Okay. So this is how we have to use the tags. Okay. So this is a one way where you can use the tag. So when you scroll down the same page, um, here you can see now you can use the maven command also by passing this maven options. You can run your collections through the command line by using the maven command. Okay. So for using the maven command, you can just go to the terminal. So just right click on the respective project here, just open in the local terminal, or you can directly go to the project location where the file directory is available. Okay. So here I'm going to copy the tag. This is the tag name, and I'm going to paste it here. Okay. So here I want to provide the tags as smooth and sanity. Okay. So when I provide like this, it is going to run the feature, I mean the scenarios, which is tagged with both tags, right? So which means smoke and sanity should be present. So in this case, it is going to execute the very first scenario. Okay, I'm just clicking on the enter. So to run a Maven test, make sure you have Maven installed in your local machine. So if you want to install, like you can go to the CMD, you can open the terminal and you can check you got installed your Maven or not. So Maven -B. So I have installed my Maven in my local machine. You can see this is a Maven version that I have installed. If you have not installed, then you may not use this. Okay, you have to install the Maven. So it got executed for the cheese. Only one scenario got executed. Okay, so you can see here only one scenario got executed. So that is for the cheese one. Okay, because only the cheese has both tags. Okay, so now I'm going to execute. So smoke or a regression. Okay, so in this case, my first scenario will get satisfied. So this has only smoke, and when it is come to the last one, I mean regression. Okay, as well as smoke. So now scenario 1 and scenario 3 should be executed. Okay, first time it is enter the cheese, which is our scenario 1. Okay, so in this case, it is going to execute everything. Sorry, it was my mistake. Since we have given as a smoke or sanity, right? So sorry, regression. This is a command that we have used. 1 second, let me go to the command. Okay, smoke or regression. So which means the first case also has a smoke. The second case also has a regression. So I forgot to delete this tag. So that's the reason it got, executed all the scenarios that we have in the feature file. Okay, so totally it is coming as a 4 because we have 2 iteration on this scenario. So that's the reason it's totally coming as a 4. Okay, so this is how we have to use the tags. Okay, so now we have put the tags only for the scenario level, right? So you can put the tags on top of the feature level also. For example, here I'm giving everything. I'm just giving us a all, okay, or overall. Okay, any tag name is fine. So now, if I want to run everything, I don't want to explicitly call out one tag like a smoke or sanity or anything. So I simply call out overall. So you can use future level tags also. That is absolutely fine. Okay, I'm going to execute this. So now it is going to execute everything that is in this particular feature file. So if you look at this JUnit results, you can see it got picked up everything here. Okay, you can see find cheese on the Google and cucumber with the examples and one more with the examples. Okay, so this is how we have to use the tags. So make sure you are not putting any tags on top of the cucumber, I mean background, on top of the this step definitions. Okay, which is when then, right? So I mean remaining things like you can put on top of feature and you can put on top of scenarios and you can put on top of examples also. Okay, so this is all about the tags. We can run through the maven command also. So we'll see the next topic as a hooks in the next video. So likewise, you can put the tags on top of examples also. So for example, I am going to remove this tag from the feature level and I'm going to apply it on top of examples. Okay. So now here I have applied the examples on top of, on top of the example, I have applied this tag, which is overall. Okay. So now the same tag name we have given in the tags as well. So now we are expecting to run only this particular scenario as a part of our execution. So I'm just going to run this case. Okay. So just go to the JUnit level and you can see this is running only for this finding Google with example one and two. Okay. So because we have applied the tag on top of the example. Okay. So this is also possible. So only thing is you cannot put the tags on top of, tags on top of backgrounds and the steps. Okay. Steps is nothing like a when, then, and right. So on top of those steps, you cannot apply the tags. Okay. So that's all about video. We'll see the next topic on the next video. Thank you guys.